So, babe, what are some signs that he's really serious about her and he's not just another F boy that's going to waste her time?
I'm going to give you some signs that we haven't talked about yet. The first sign is he makes adjustments to the relationship based on.
And for those lovely ladies that are new here, what's up? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Brian.
I was a former single mom with 4 kids, went through a whole bunch of trauma and loss. If you're interested in learning more about dating and relationships and feeling good in your body again, I'm talking your hormones, your nervous system, all of that.
Click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos and content.
Your boundaries. And what I mean by that is most people come into a relationship based on what they know, based on what they think you want. But when he's really into you and not an F boy, he's going to look for signs. Okay, what are her boundaries in this area? How do I approach her this way? And instead of him just listening to it, he's going to make adjustments to make sure that he shows you that he's listening, that he wants to be with you. And even though these may be areas in which he hasn't had to make adjustments before, he's going to make them for you because he knows this is what it takes to get you.
That's so good because, ladies, men know what category to put you in. And like what you always talk about,
Yes.
Coach B, is a man is never going to change you.
Yes.
Men don't come into relationships to try to change women. So if you are a booty call and you're giving off that energy, even if you're the sweetest girl, and you're a good person, but he just, it's just how you're coming across, he's going to keep you in that category. If you're the type of woman that keeps giving him 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances, then you've trained him that that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so true because these boundaries aren't just sexual boundaries.
Right.
It's boundaries around communicating. It's boundaries around what time that you can go out with him.
Yeah.
These things right here where these areas help you feel safe and secure. He wants you to feel like he's someone that understands you. And he's going to make sure that you're taken care of in all situations. So men are looking to let you know that they're not just messing around or F boys. And this is an area that's so easy and simple to show it.
Can you maybe talk about how men deep down, they actually do want a woman that brings out the best in them, even if it's not convenient?
Deep down, most men, most healthy men that have made the decision they want to be married, they want to be around the right type of people, they want to settle down with the right woman. The challenge is so many have been jaded, so many have been in situations, and it's not always the woman's fault. It could be either's fault, but they've been in situations where they don't trust, where they just don't want their heart broken. So they put up a front. But if you talk to most men, and I talk to a lot of men, I've coached men in this area as well. They just want someone that they can be themselves around, relax. They want someone who they feel is in their corner, that really has their best interests at heart. And if they can find a woman that looks good, that's allowing him to keep his peace, that has his best interest in mind, then most men, most healthy men, will drop everything. They'll leave their rosters alone and they'll commit to you because it's a lot of work for most men to try to balance work, different women that they're dating, going out with the stories behind each woman, just trying to balance all that is a lot to work with. And most men, if they can find a woman who checks the boxes that they desire, they'll settle down with her, they'll build a life, and because it allows them to relax. Having multiple women for most men isn't fun, and I hear men talk about it all the time, and they'd rather just be with one.
Okay, so in other words, making sure that he's actually following through with what he's saying he's going to do. And you also have to give space for the man to be triggered. Because if you come into his life, like in my situation, and he's used to being, with other women that allow them to do whatever, and you come along and you're not like that. And this is important. You are soft. You're in your warm, receiving feminine energy, but you also have your boundaries when you communicate. He might be triggered at the beginning, and we've seen this a lot, not only in our situation, but the women that we coach where the guy is a bit triggered, but then he deep down knows that he wants to be with you. There's no one else like you. So give him space to be triggered, give him space to process, and then he will come back and he'll be like, okay, no, I want to marry you. Yeah,
And that's
I'll
so
make the changes.
that's so good, because when we
Yeah.
say adjust to your boundaries, it's an adjustment period on both ends. So he's adjusting to those boundaries that you have in place. So that part is not always easy, but he'll do it if he feels that you're the one for him. So allowing him to feel triggered, which sometimes can look like him just needing space
Yeah.
for a time frame, and you're not waiting on him.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there and waiting on his text or call, but giving him that space, because when we come back, if we've done the work and you're open to it, a lot of times it'll be a better situation, because he's dealt with the areas within himself that he hasn't really had to deal with before. So the number 2 point is he's getting to know you, and he actually cares about your life. And I know I was guilty of this before in many
I
situations.
love how real this is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where as soon as I meet someone, I forget their name. I don't remember anything about them. And I didn't know back then, but what it was is I wasn't interested enough in them to really want to move forward and get to know them. But when a guy is interested in you, not only is he listening, he's taking mental notes, he's taking birthday notes, middle name notes, whatever it is, because he wants to show you. He's remembering things that's going on in your life. If you said you had something going on at work next week, he'll remember those things. Usually, if a guy doesn't remember those things, he may have a lot going on, and you're just not someone that he's super interested in getting to know. And you can really just tell by people's actions. I don't care if he says, there's no one like you, I really love getting to know you. If he's not invested in getting to know what's going on with you outside of in the bedroom, then he's probably not someone who's really interested in you.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point. Does
Yeah.
he actually care enough about you, and care about just how you're doing, what's going on in your life? If you're a single mom, like how I was, what I loved about you is you were so interested in the kids and what they were doing. You were offering help however you could. He's looking to take things off of your plate. He's looking to make your life easier, right? He's just not thinking about himself the whole time. He's thinking about you as a package and what's really important for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not something that you have to tell him, like, oh, okay, I have my child with me. If he wants to take you out, he may not necessarily say, okay, I'll pay for a babysitter, but he's going to walk through the process of how can we make sure your child is taken care of, and you don't have to worry about your child while you're out with me. So he's really going above and beyond to show that leadership and to show him being that provider and protector.
So good. And you want to be with a man like that, especially if you're a single mom, right, ladies? So these are the things that are a really good sign if he is doing that.
Number 3 point is he uses language that's more futuristic. He's including you in things. So he's not talking about, okay, next year I'll be in the Bahamas. No, it's next year we'll be there, or he's always including you in the conversation. And it's almost to a point like where you're like, well, we're not together, but he wants to let you know that he's thinking about you in that type of way. So it's not just him talking about himself, it's talking about us. When are we going to be able to do this together? What time are you available so we can do this, instead of, well, this weekend, I'm just going out a little, get something to eat. No, this weekend, we're going out if it's okay with you. So he's always including you in his conversation, to the point where even if you're not official yet, you know how he feels about you.
Yes, and I loved that you did that with us. And that is such a great sign, ladies. And it's a lot of times subconscious, right? So if he's subconsciously just saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, that's where you know where you stand with him.
That's
Don't
so
get
true.
mad, but he's not that serious. But if he is planning things out, especially if you are following our formula, which is dating for marriage, then he's really talking about plans together, right? About where you guys are going to live, how are you going to manage things. We're talking, for us, we were talking about how we discipline the kids and the role that he would play and where we're going to live and this, because in our situation, my non-negotiable is I'm not living with anyone until I am married, not even engaged, married, no sleepovers, nothing until I am married. And so he knew that, right? And so this is why we were planning, every time we were talking about future plans and moving and housing and all that stuff, it was very much about what we're doing together. Yeah.
And I'm going to add a bonus one.
Okay.
It's really about the guy feeling like you're in line with his goals moving forward in life.
Yeah.
So if a guy works a certain type of job or wants to start a business,
Yeah.
or has plans moving forward about where he wants to live,
Yeah.
before he makes that commitment to you, he wants to make sure that this isn't a point of contention, that you don't have polar opposite thought patterns involving that. Like with us, it was, we were both open to moving to different locations. I'm originally from Chicago, you're originally from Canada, and we were talking about, okay, both of us agreed that we want to live in a warm climate. So that was good. Then we talked about which warm climate, but we came to the point where we're at now made the most sense, and we were great with it. So it wasn't that, okay, I have to move here, but we at least had a similar idea. Lifestyle, both of us have been entrepreneurs for years. The certain type of lifestyle, as far as what we're doing for work, what our availability is, how we're raising the kids. These are questions that I had, that if they weren't answered in a way that made sense to me, no matter how great of a person she is, no matter how good she looks, if we didn't agree in those areas, it would make it hard to move forward. So men are really, that's really a thing that men are concerned about when everything else checks the box. When you look good, when you're taking care of yourself, when you're in your soft feminine energy, we want to make sure that futuristically that our lives line up similarly.
Yes, so good. This is so important, ladies. Remember, we are not choosing men based on chemistry and butterflies and physical attraction anymore. We are choosing men based on lifestyle compatibility, values, how they're showing up. You know, their actions speak louder than words, those types of things, your actual genuine connection with each other, that alignment, that spiritual alignment, all those things matter so much more than some of the other ways that a lot of women are choosing men. Of course, we're going to leave some resources for you below if you want to learn how to get in front of and really attract provider type men, or if you just want to learn about communication, your feminine energy, and just a lot more of the stuff that we teach on this channel. We will leave the link below for Feminine Energy Academy. We love you, ladies.